Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my reading wrap-up reading log video for both the months of October and November. Was originally going to do this video last month for October and then doing this month, but truth be told, I did get kind of lazy last month, at least towards the end there. In the beginning of this month, was a little bit busy, was trying to do some stuff, just didn't have time, didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. But here I am, I'm wrapping it into this video. Not super crazy reading months. I did put a lot of time still into reading, but between trying to truck through this chonker of a book that we call The Way of Kings, that took up a lot of time. Also, a lot of it was trying to finish up Saxon Tales, which I'll talk about a little bit. Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book I am going to bring up is going to be Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. I did read this in the month of October, and I already did a video on it. So if you guys want to see my full thoughts on Secret Project 3 here, definitely go check out that video. But the TLDR is going to be that it was my least favorite Secret Project so far. I thought it was somewhat interesting, but it definitely dragged a lot. It was a slow book that I wasn't feeling a lot of the time, and I was going to DNF it at several points. DNFing is not something I like to do. It's not something I do often at all, and especially it being a Secret Project and a Sanderson work, I did not want to DNF that, and I kept reading, and it ended up getting better, but overall, not my favorite, and honestly the weakest Secret Project yet. But if you want me to go more in depth with all that, with my opinions and my rating and whatnot, definitely go check out the review I did in October. I'll leave a link to that in the description below for you guys to go check that out. The next thing I am going to talk about is, again, more Sanderson, and that is The Way of Kings here. Did not finish this during the months of October or November. I am about halfway through. I think when I logged it on Goodreads, it does say about 45%. So I made it to the very beginning of part 3 here, and I do plan on picking up Way of Kings again this week. So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it by the end of the year. The reason why I hadn't finished it by the end of the year, I'll give you guys a little backstory here. Originally, this was supposed to be a book club here on the channel. You know, I always push my book club that we do, but at the moment, we're bringing our book club to a little bit of a halt. I just don't have the time to keep doing it. Other people don't have the time to do it, people who are participating in it, and we just didn't have the turnout exactly that we expected with all the people that said they were interested. When it came to actually doing it, wasn't a great turnout, and it ended up being me, my girlfriend, and a person or two actually being a part of it. So we decided to cut it short before the Way of Kings book club actually began. And I just decided for me and Kayla to just read it together, kind of go at our own pace. So yeah, we should be finished with it by now if we were actually doing the book club, but it was just a lot, and especially with school starting up again at the beginning of like the fall and whatnot, it ended up just being a lot, and we had a lot going on, work, school, trying to take care of working out and my health and whatnot, as well as my own motivation. Just all these things combined, not to mention Kayla's stuff going on, other people's stuff going on. Like I said, it just didn't work out. So yeah, I just decided to read it on my own. Well, not exactly with my own or on my own, but with Kayla. And I ended up getting pretty far into this, and Kayla was left behind quite a bit. She wasn't getting in the reading that she should have, so I had to wait for her to catch up to me. I didn't want to get too far ahead of her because this was supposed to be a her and I kind of thing. We were reading it together, and I didn't want to just leave her in the dust. So once I reached part 3, I left the book alone for a while, waited quite a while for her to pick it back up and get into the groove of it again. And she finally got caught up, I think, last week. So that's why I'm going to be picking it back up again. And I've also been on a vacation this past week, so that's also why I haven't read it. Yeah, hopefully we're going to take some reading more seriously again now that Thanksgiving's over, going back to school, get back into the routine. And yeah, I plan on reading it and hopefully finishing it by the end of the year. And I guess the final thing I did want to talk about is, of course, Saxon Tales. While I was waiting for Kayla to finish up her portion of the story of of Way of Kings, to get caught up to where I was at, I did read a few of the books. I read War of the Wolf, which I don't actually have it on me at the moment. I actually don't have a lot of my Saxon Tales books on me at the moment, which you guys will see why that is at a later date. But I do have a few here. I read War of the Wolf, which was book 11. I went straight into Sword of Kings, which is book 12, arguably the worst in the series, I must say. And I finished it off over my vacation with book 13, Warlord. I did bring this to Texas with me, and I read it in the car on the road trip, finished it up, and so now I can officially say that I did, in fact, finish Saxon Tales, my favorite series of all time. Yeah, I have a huge video planned for Saxon Tales, either at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. I'm going to be taking my time with that video, though, because I don't want to get burnt out with it and it never come out like I did with some manga videos on my other channel. So yeah, I actually want this video to come to fruition and be a really special video. A lengthy one, definitely, but it's going to be worth it, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to make that happen over the next few months. So yeah, stay tuned for that, but I'm going to be reviewing all of the Saxon Tales books kind of in one video with some like bonus stuff. They're going to be short reviews, but we're going to do some cool stuff with the video I have planned. So yeah, got that on the back burner there. I absolutely love the series, and I think it ended pretty well. And of course, I'll go more into detail in that big video I have planned. And lastly, I suppose I'll talk about my reading plans for the month of December. I kind of already talked about this, and this is going to be boring, but really my only reading plans is to just try to finish Way of Kings. By the time I get off of school for Christmas break, which I believe is they made it really, really close to Christmas this year. So we're going through most of December. I think we get off like the 23rd or something like that for Christmas break, which is kind of insane, considering, of course, Christmas is like the 25th, like 2 or 3 days before Christmas, which I feel like that never happens, but yeah, we got that. So hopefully in the next month, we can finish this. So that's going to be my reading plans for December, and if I get a good amount of that read, I might even pick apart this here. This is Uhtred's Feast by Bernard Cornwell and Suzanne Pollock. This is a new release, a novella by Bernard Cornwell that I was really excited for. It's a Saxon Tales book, but it's like it's just got some like short stories and stuff, and also some recipes and like historical stuff. So it's not like very it's not very dense at all. It's just sort of like extra content for people that like the series. And yeah, I didn't know that my store actually had this. So as soon as I saw it, I picked it up. So I'm excited to pick this apart. I don't know if I'm going to do a review on it or whatever. If I end up reading it by the time my Saxon Tales video comes out, I might throw in some information from this in that video. This might be a read in December. I'm not sure yet though. But anyways, guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. I know that wasn't a whole lot, but I'm trying here. We're gonna try to get through Way of Kings and do a big video on that, big review for Stormlight. whenever I get that done. So yeah, that's going to be about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.